Hello, everyone. It's I, Miss Sophia the Diva. Um, Coming to you live on a Tuesday night. That's 2 nights in a row. You get to see me. If you don't, then you can catch it on the playback way back. And if this is your first time here on this channel, please feel free to subscribe. Diva could really use your subscriptions, okay? But I wanted to come on here because I am emotional and I'm going to do the best I can to try to hold it together and not completely come undone. Because I'm emotional right now. I feel relief, I feel reprieve, I feel hope again. As you know, today there were some key elections that took place across the country, mainly in the eastern states when I really think about it, because Georgia had a couple of elections, because for some reason, everywhere I lived except for Texas, I keep getting, please vote for me. I'm like, I don't live there. Please remove me from the list. I don't live in California anymore. I don't live in Georgia anymore. Okay. I live in Nevada. We didn't have any elections. I got scared today because my coworker was getting ready to leave because he was like, I got to go see the election results. And I was like, oh shit, do we have? Because I haven't, I'm still readjusting address changes. I still got to get my car re-registered. I get my driver's license address updated. Baby, I'm a hot mess out here. Y'all pray for a diva. But no, I wanted to come on here tonight because I'm hopeful now. I really and truly am hopeful. What a time to be alive. 3K, Penelope, 3 key cities, states, not to mention my beloved California. Y'all came through on Prop 50. We did that. Yes, 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 we did that. And I'm trying everything I can not to cry because tears of joy, of course, but I can't believe it. But I try, as always, not to engage with the lesser thans. Now, Abigail, what will you do, Abigail? Abigail, there is no sun out and there's no wind blowing. Whatever are we gonna do without the wind and the sun when y'all want wind power and solar power? Winsome, did you really think that just because your name has wind in it that you were gonna win? And then you had some crash outs because they couldn't understand that while what many people in that party of angry wig, because they ain't all separate entity at this point, baby. What they don't realize is that unlike them, we don't settle for mediocrity in the black community, those of us who have right good sense. I haven't heard her ads, but when I saw that debate and she was trying to make Abigail seem like she was, stupid or whatever, that's when I was like, not only that, just looking at her hair alone, I was like, baby, you need to get in a relationship with a comb and a brush and a flat iron. A Marcel, get you a relationship. Because, like D.L. Hewley said, hell, you should have ran a comb through your head. Okay, that's another thing. Don't nobody want no rag. Black women in general, we come through and we will be tight and right. Okay, let me see. What is this woman's heart? I just saw Winsome. That's all I see. Winsome Earl Shear. Okay. I don't know who. Well, she got a black family, Lord. She's 61 years old and she looked tired and beat up. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, she's from Jamaica. Wonder if she'll be giving aid to the people down in Jamaica. So Winsome Earl here, thought she was gonna be governor. It was a radio one. See, I didn't hear that one. I didn't even know who the hell she was. And I didn't know anything about it until I saw this. I saw her on Instagram, and like she was on a bus tour and no one showed up to the tour except for like a handful of people who probably were paid to show up. But she was the 42nd or is the 42nd Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. She's a Republican, but I think she served in the military. Um, okay, here it is. Earl Sears served as an electrician on the United States Marines from 1983. Oh, she was a Marine. Oh, oh my God, no one showed up. Tragic. Child, but she was born in Kingston, Jamaica. But you know what? She's not the first Jamaican that I've met that's Republican. First of all, let me say, being conservative, Republican, I personally don't have a problem with that. I went to school with people that were like that. My only issue is that many people seem to equate GOP with GOD, and that's the two are not the same. They do not equate. Okay. Um, a lot of my friends who were immigrants or black back in the day before everybody caught hold of some serum that I hope never touches my brain. Uh, like one of my friends, her mom owned a very lucrative home health care business. As a matter of fact, she also was in the military, and that's how she got her nursing credentials or whatever, and ultimately became this great entrepreneur making millions of dollars a year. They voted Republican for tax breaks. Anytime you are a small business owner or business owner of any kind, the Republicans are definitely going to lean towards you. So I get it, no problem. But nobody was crashing out the way some of these people are. But needless to say, win some, bumper clout. Okay, she really thought she was gonna win, baby. No, and you need to. I feel you make and simplify look bad, okay? Because anyway, she just don't get it. Maybe she'll get it, maybe not. But Abigail Spanberg, we gonna ride with you, former CIA. Okay, let's see, what else about her? Because I didn't know these people, okay? Because I've been so checked out. That's why I got scared today, because I was like, oh, Lord, I can't miss an election, okay? But we didn't have any here. We do have our Attorney General here in Nevada that is running for governor. So hopefully, we can get him into office, and then we can flip Nevada to be fully blue. And let me tell you something. Ain't nothing in Nevada, honey, but Vegas, but Clark County and Washoe County. Okay, that's north and south. I mean, I guess you could say Tahoe too. Is Tahoe part of it's part of Douglas and Washoe County. So anyway, Abigail went to school on her father served in the U.S. Army, went to school on the GI Bill, and became a career law enforcement officer. Her mother spent her early years in foster care, put herself through nursing school and worked tirelessly late nights and weekends to care for her patients, okay? What is it about Abigail Spanberger? She attended Virginia Public Schools, so she understands public school education. She graduated from J.I. Tucker High School in, forgive me if I butchered this name, what is Henrico County, and received her bachelor's degree from the University of Virginia. She earned her MBA from a dual degree program between Purdue University and Gisma Business School in Germany, okay? Abigail followed her father's footsteps as a federal law enforcement officer at the U.S. Postal Inspection Service. Abigail worked federal narcotics and money laundering cases, regularly working with local police departments, investigated child predators, and arrested narcotics traffickers. She served search and arrest warrants often as the only woman on the arrest team. You go, girl. I know it's so hard being a female in these roles, because I was an MP, and let's just say, it wasn't that many of us that ended up graduating. We started out with a class of about 40, 50 females, along with a large number of males, and in the end, probably only about half of us, maybe 15 to 20 people graduated out of that program. And me being a non-athlete, I will always, always tout my horn because, baby, I just checked out and went into damn airplane mode, basically. Hey, hey sis, my big sis is on here. Um, so Abigail joined the CIA as a case officer at the CIA ship. If the CIA ship one mission, protect and serve the United States of America. So we've got somebody good in Virginia that's going to do good and look out for the people of Virginia. She also served in Congress, and now she is going to go ahead and take over the helm. And we need somebody at the helm in Virginia, because anyway, these crazy people. So I didn't know, is it Mickey Sherrill or Mikey Sherrill? I don't know. I promise y'all, I have literally been checked out on politics for quite some time. I hear things, but I had never heard of Mickey Sherrill until today. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was a government race. Yes, VA, and we have been celebrating this. Girl, I'm so embarrassed for Winsome Earl Sears. Baby, she need a hot comb. Is it Mickey, Mikey? I don't know. And please forgive me because I am so honored to know that, women are taking over too. We riding the blue wave, okay? Listen, let me go ahead down here to Clark County and see what I can get into, or the city of Henderson and see what I can get into. Y'all gonna let me run for office? So I'm so happy. She will be serving as the New Jersey governor. I want to tell everyone out there who thought that bomb threats and whatever else y'all had come up and conspired with, she got 92% of the black women's vote. We always gonna show up and show out. Those of us in our right mind, Winsome, we don't know what happened to her, baby. Unfortunately, as I was talking to one of my Asian friends who's been raised in America her entire life, was born and raised here. But I was telling her, I said, it's very unfortunate that many cultures, including people that look like me, are taught that the black community in America, you do not want to be associated with them. Also, when you only show them things about us, like Boys in the Hood, Set It Off, hell, I imagine if they watch Snowfall, they think we all out here, and that took place in the 80s, baby, they don't even know that. It's just really sad. And for her to be from Jamaica, which I'm like, I hope you're going out to do some, charity work for Jamaica at this point, because you didn't win, so you got time on your hands to go do something good with your life to make up for this sorry excuse of being a black woman in America of Jamaican descent, Jamaican born and bred, but you embarrassed your people. Bumbleclap. Anyway, not from here like the Africans and Caribbeans. I mean, it's one of those things where, and then like people that I know and Fancy, maybe you can speak on this because you actually were active duty military. But I remember my recruiter, who spent a lot of time in Korea doing his career, was telling me that's the problem with Koreans. They think that, or people in Korea think that blacks are a certain way based upon the TV that they're shown and the movies that they're shown. So I don't know. All I know, I'm just grateful that she didn't win, because she's unhinged and unstable. Mickey Sherrill, we so glad that you made it in. Let's see, what Mickey served also. Mickey served in the Navy, okay? Or Mikey, I don't know. We gonna go with Mickey, Mikey, I don't know. She served in New Jersey, probably serves in Jersey in Congress and is running for governor, so she won. She graduated from the Naval Academy in 1994. She's the first woman eligible for combat roles on ships and aircrafts, okay? She spent 2 years on active duty, okay? She also graduated from law school. I believe she graduated from Georgetown. Let's see. After April Wig got elected, she was inspired to run for Congress. Yeah, so she holds a bachelor's degree from the U.S. Naval Academy, a master's degree in global history from the London School of Economics and Political Science, and a law degree from Georgetown. So she's very well educated, very well wounded, been around the world, and The Wire did a number on us. You're right. Because if they watch The Wire, if they watch Snowfall, I'm trying to think. Hell, if they watch Power, I'm so glad Tommy will be back on the 7th. I'm so excited. It's something about Joseph Sikora that just. Ooh. I wish I'd met him in LA when he had no job. We could have been. Okay, let me stop. Anyway. But the biggest race that I'm most proud of are the people of New York. Despite endorsements from Lala Anthony, Andrew Cuomo, you will be setting this one out. I call him Andrew such a disappointment Cuomo now because he really pulled the wool over our eyes for years. Him and his brother, actually, because Chris and Andrew seem to be nice, decent Italian Americans, and they just, I think it was the pandemic. Touch of COVID really got to them. Plus, Andrew got caught up in a trick bag. Okay, you got to be careful who you touching and who you being inappropriate with. Let me stop. Who you loving, who you want to be hugging, dipping on your Ninja Honda with Tanisha and Rhonda. Okay, let me stop. But either way, Andrew, baby, if you were out being inappropriate, okay, it must be so hard being a man, who's probably been told you pretty good, because you ain't an ugly man, you're aging poorly, but back in the day you were pretty attractive, okay? But now you're just ugly on the inside. You're just mad because Zoran Kwame, I love that his middle name is called Mamdani, has won, and he is also well-rounded too, because number one, despite being of Indian descent, his family, he was born in Uganda, raised in South Africa for a time, and then ended up the family relocated to New York. Can't beat that with a stick. Let's see, what is it about him? Oh, and also Prop 50 passed in California. Yay! My other husband, what y'all don't know is, when I was living in California, I remember, I think was he mayor of San Francisco? I think he was mayor of San Francisco. And this is around the time when Kamala was rising up in the DA's office, all of that. Prop 50 is the redistricting. Oh, I can't talk tonight. My daggone retainer in the back of my tongue won't let me speak. But redistrict of California in favor of Democrats, since the Repubs want to, or let me say angry Whigs minions want to do his bidding and allow for them to dominate in districts where they know the majority of people will vote for them because they're not smart enough to realize that they're digging a grave for themselves. That's what Prop 50 is. So that's done, and it's only temporary from what I understand, because one of the things I love about Gavin Newsom is the fact that he goes toe-to-toe, round for round, with Angry Wig and his merry band of bandits, okay? But I'm so happy. But at the same time, I'm also mad because I was trying to watch his speech and I couldn't help but see the comments on Facebook. I really, really am disappointed in the fact that there is not an understanding in this country that what America stands for is the freedom for anyone to become and be whoever. This man pays taxes. God knows in New York, y'all pay a lot of taxes in New York. God bless you. You pay taxes. He's a contributing member to society, and you don't think that he deserves to be mayor or sit in any office because of his name, because of his heritage? It makes no sense. Who told you that only white males dominate? Because what I find also interesting is that you have no objections to anyone. I mean, look at cockeyed Cash Patel cokehead ass. I don't know if the man on coke, but he looked like he hot every day. He looked like he get a hit before he even get up. But I'm just stating what I observed, not what is fact. Okay. Y'all ain't said nothing about that pic. Y'all sit up here and act like 2 out of 3 wives of Angry Wig were not immigrants. Okay, y'all sit up here and act like Usha, even though I don't know, Usha probably about to get pushed out because JD Vance and EK about to they cheating in the next room, baby. Okay, Usha is Indian too. Indian is my friend Kirk used to say, Indian with a dot, not with a feather. Child Deborah Messing was crashing out. I never knew she was a trumpet and what? Trump has an anchor baby. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Let me go look this up. You know who else is MAGA is what's her name? Christian Chenoweth, however her name is pronounced. Wait a minute, and before I can even crashing out. Will and Grace start slam for sharing. Oh. Deborah Messing on a generational implosion and crashing out all cylinders. She has posted about 100 stories, going from mild lunacy to actually quoting and endorsing. I don't like to say his name. Angry Wig True Social post. Wow. Somebody said the same character arc as Michael Rappaport. Dude really turned into Remy from Higher Learning. You remember who else was crazy too before she died? Well, Kirstie Alley, but she also was part of that cult too. Um, um, what's the cult that she? Scientology. Um, wow, I'm really like floored by this. I had no idea that Deborah Messing, and considering who her co-star is, uh, everybody, what I really appreciate about this whole situation is that you will see and hear from people that have been masking for so long. It's like their whole life they've been like, oh my God, I don't like this. I don't like minorities. I don't like gay people. I hate them. And no, so finally they're free to let it out, but now you probably have crashed out your career, okay? There are some people that are kind of untouchable, and I'll say that because, like Sylvester Stallone, I mean, who knew? Clint Eastwood, we kind of overlook him because he was old and talking to a chair at one point, so we kind of knew he was kind of, gone. Oh, speaking of gone, y'all know who gone? The architect who helped build the path to how we got here? Dick Cheney. 84, gone. I thought that mofo was about 104. Okay, cause and I'm so sorry for the family's loss. I know that y'all's beloved father, he finally saw the light when he was about to go into the twilight or the flames. I don't know. I ain't got a heaven or hell to put anybody in. Okay, but he died today. Somebody asked, was he out hunting? I said, oh Lord. I said, oh, girl, I don't even know how that's possible. But like my friend and I said, the kind of hate that these people have for others will keep them alive longer. Because, I honestly believe God truly be waiting for them any day. He is going to come to his senses and I can bring him home and we will be good. But nope, lights out. I wonder, was it a heart attack? What did he die from? I'm curious now. Dick Cheney. He looked like his middle name should be Dick Raymond Cheney. That hate. I mean, look at Turkey Neck Mitch. Turkey Neck Mitch, he can barely stand, but baby, he gonna crawl to that Senate floor if he have to. Okay. I mean, it's gotta be hate. Oh, his name was Richard Bruce. We could have called him Ricky Tricky Dicky Bruce. Okay, that's what we could have called him. Okay, so he. always worked behind the scenes a lot. He worked with Gerald Ford, he worked with the Bushes, and ultimately he is now, Ironheart is gone. Actually, shit, back in the day, he wasn't too bad looking back in 1984, but goddamn. Uh, then in 1989, that's when we started to see the real face of terror. Um, he did speak out against Angry Wig, but I'm like, you got us here. For as many years as you have been in politics, you should have seen this coming. And like I said the other night, to this day, I don't understand how people didn't see the party for what it was, the Republicans for what they were. I'm talking about we the party of family values. How you got family values and Newt Gingrich that left his wife because she got cancer? Even if the marriage was on the rocks, hell, you could at least faked it till she recovered or died. I mean, hell, he did worse than the Democrat. What's his name? God, he was so handsome. And his poor wife ended up dying from breast cancer, but he out here with little Rachel making babies. I remember the woman's name, but not he is Lord. And I met him too. He had the softest hands. What he died from? That's what I want to know. Like what's it? Oh, here's the hunting incident. Yeah, remember Edwards, John Edwards. There are two Americas. Oh, that man looked good, baby. I met him in person in Tulsa, and I shook his hand and looked in his eyes. I was like, too bad you married. Little did I know he was out here. Yeah, because John Kerry, it was him and John Kerry that were running. He died in North Virginia on the evening of November 3rd at the age of 84. He had been experiencing complications related to pneumonia and a vascular disease. Ain't that something? But wait a minute, I forgot who he shot. Okay, so he was out hunting with Harry Whittington, a then 78-year-old Texas attorney, while participating in a quail hunt. Do you remember when Oh yeah, y'all remember that? Penelope brings up a good point. Do you remember when the governor of South Carolina was missing, and he was with his child? We didn't know he was down there in South America with what was that woman name? I forgot. And they get ready to do a movie. I don't know if Lifetime did it. Yes, Fancy back in the day. I think what was you said South Carolina? I don't remember his name. Let me look that up. South Carolina governor disappears with mistress in South America. Okay, let's see. What was his name? Sanford. Governor Sanford. Mark Sanford disappeared in 2009 for several days to visit. And her name was Maria. I'm good. I may not remember names. Mark Sanford. Yeah, Maria Belen-Chapur in Argentina. She was Argentinian. Boy, y'all get caught up with Argentina, don't you? Don't cry for me, Argentina. I kept my promise. Don't keep your stars. I'm sorry, I still love Evita. I gotta break that out every now and then, I actually got to see Evita live, a stage performance of it. They said he was hiking in the Appalachian Trail. That's what the staff said. Baby, he was hot for Maria. He said he want his little one on a mare. An Argentinian steak do be good, though, Put a little chimichurri. Anyway, the scandal caused his political career to suffer and led to his divorce from his wife, Jenny. Po Jenny. Jenny from the block, where you at, girl? Raise your hand. Let us know. Are you okay? Jenny, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay. Anyway, we are proud that I got hope now. I think we getting the right people. We catching steam. I'm happy. So happy I almost cried on the way when I saw the results coming in. So it gives me hope. My home state, my true home state of Texas, Jasmine, go on and do it. Go on and do it, sis. You have the full support of the D9 down there alone. Um, you a Delta, but you know we all pulled together for uh, for Kamala, and even though she won, they stole it. I don't care what anybody says. You can't tell me looking at those numbers that came in. How is it that all the other Democrats won and she didn't? Behaviorally, patternly, you vote straight down the ballot. Who the hell was Democrat and then voting? Aren't maybe try deltas, but not delta sigma theta. Don't buy the stereotype though. Please don't. Let's talk about stereotypes real quick with D9. Unfortunately, this is just what they say. I do not in any way know this to be true because all of my friends are like family. So AKAs, we're the pretty girls, supposed to be stuck up. There used to be this litmus test back in the day, allegedly, but I'm looking at our founders and I'm like, how did y'all even come up with that? I don't believe it. You couldn't be no darker than a brown paper bag. Lies, myth. Deltas, I can't really remember what the stereotype is about them, but you know, and then you got Zetas. That's the ones that's the ones that they have said, you know, and they used to call them Zeta Bears or something, which somebody thought that was a term of endearment. I had never heard of that. All I can say is this. My father, God rest his soul, was a Blue Phi, a member of Phi Beta Sigma. And them and Zeta Phi Beta are the only two D9 organizations that have a true charter that they share, okay? So him and my stepmom both, my stepmom pledged, I think when she was like 50, Zeta. Which ones are the ones that fight? Any of us can fight, you'd be surprised. Any of us can fight, anybody can get it. I know I can, I just don't. Uh, and it ain't worth it. Uh, and in Sigma Gamma Rho, the youngest of the four historically black sororities, they tend to be very smart, and they are. Uh, my friends that are Sigma Gamma Rhos are mathematicians, engineers, accountants, and not that any of the rest of us aren't. I was just fighting for my life to get out of college. I did finish with a relatively high GPA for college, not so much for law school, but my ADD adaptations just did not work in law school. And of course, I was undiagnosed, and as someone said, leave it to people with ADD, ADHD to be late to their own diagnosis. Because when you don't have the hyperactivity component, no one thinks anything is wrong with you. Like my mother, who even though God bless her heart is an educator, she didn't notice that her daughter was ADHD. But there are signs that didn't show up academically, but they showed up in the home. The disorganization, the constant chaos in my room, you know, that type of thing. But that's what they say. We are not all Alpha Kappa Alpha women or light-skinned pretty girls, you know, just stuck-up snobs. Somebody actually told me one day that they were shocked that I was not a Delta, and I was like, no. Growing up, my mother used to always tell me, you act just like the AKAs on campus. My mom and my father are graduates of Mississippi Valley State University out of Itta Bena, Mississippi, which is likely where I was made, okay. Anyway, I'm proud tonight, and thank y'all for helping my other husband. You know, no offense to Mrs. Newsom, but honey, before you came along, I knew Gavin. Okay, I didn't know him, but in my fantasy he was. Like the other one night I had a dream that Gavin Newsom and I were actually married. Okay, we were together, and I'm still mad at him about the whole reparations things. But we gonna get to that because if he can pull off this great scheme of running Angry Wig and his buddies out of office, by all means. But I had a dream, and we had the best relationship ever. He would come pick me up in the car for dinner. Friend in your head, as Wendy was saying. Yes. I love, I've always admired him. He's a very good looking white man. He really is. And I remember back in the mid 2000s, like I moved to LA in 2006. So I kind of knew what was going on, the pulse of California and who we were looking to take over. And yeah, Gavin Newsom, we definitely knew it was going to be about something. We had to survive Arnold, and then we had to survive, let me not say survive, because Governor Brown actually proved to be a great governor. I had no idea. He was so awesome and amazing. He did so much for California. And then, he was succeeded by Gavin Newsom, who has actually done a great job. I don't know what Gavin is going to do. Do I think he should run for president? Absolutely not. But what I do think is that he's doing an awesome job. And if I could afford to live in California, I would personally be there in a heartbeat because the benefits of living in California and paying those taxes is totally worth it. And I found that out only because I had a medical issue come up, and my dumbass job that I had at the time, their short-term disability would not pay. They would not. And it didn't make any sense because I'm about to stroke out from having extreme high blood pressure due to this job stressors, and you're not gonna let me have my benefits that I've been paying on, because I added additional stuff, and I was like, yeah, thank God for the state of California. I actually got more money being, on leave from the job through California's disability program, short-term disability, long-term disability, whatever it was. And that's unfortunate. But, that's why I tell people, and a lot of people don't even know that. And that's why I always tell that story is that, yeah, it's expensive to live there, but when your life comes undone, California got your back. That's all I can tell you. Georgia, they ain't got your back. Nevada, they ain't got your back. It ain't even worth it. Because number one, we don't even pay state taxes. But I'm like, gambling alone, hell, as much money as y'all take from people when they come here, shit, y'all could pay something. Where else have I lived? Texas. Actually, Texas, when I got unemployed, but that was before. Was Ann Richards still governor, or was it a Bush? I think it was Bush. Yeah, life was great. That's why I tell people it was almost like they didn't exist. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, but now they just all loud and proud of being stupid. It's like y'all just say anything, come up with anything. You poke at the bear and make things about what's not. Trans people are not, bad people per se. We all do bad things. Watching porn is not going to kill you. What else do they go after? I mean, Haitians eating animals, domesticated pets. And then you try to explain to them things, and that's why I say I'm no longer engaging with stupidity and mediocrity. I'm just not. Some people, you're still waiting to see what's going to happen, and you see what's happening. You got tariffs. Like, I can tell when I go to IKEA, I'm like, why? This piece used to be, and I know IKEA prices. Baby, I lived at IKEA. Me and Kenya Moore down in Atlanta, I would run into her a couple of times. I used to run from her, though, because I think she recognized me from Twitter. But either way, we be in IKEA and the pricing has changed. Like, there's a particular set of dishes I like that I've been acquiring pieces over time. The prices are up. It's ridiculous, and y'all are okay with that. Groceries are ridiculous. People want people to be poor and starve because ultimately the regime is hoping that all of us bend to their will. I don't know who convinced the poor that they were better than the rich, but okay. Good luck with that. What y'all need to be doing is going and find Jeff Bezos and all the, oh, by the way, Jeff Bezos is offering families $25 meals for Thanksgiving for your whole family. Sir, just give it away. It's okay. Whole Foods will not be hurting. Okay. I think because so many people, plus his ex-wife just gave what, 60 million to Spellman. Yeah, yeah. And I'm just like Keith Lee at this point. Put your money where your mouth is. He just laid off a whole bunch of people, and that doesn't make any sense. Because he's like, even though he's no longer an active CEO, he is the board chair, and he should do better. All of them need to be better. And that's why I said I don't understand. You know, everyone's mad at people who are just trying to make it, who weren't dealt a hell of a hand in life to get that come up. And for you all to try to make black women the face of poverty, please stop with them AI videos, Becky, please. And Ken and whatever the hell else, Carol, Karen. Y'all need to stop. Because it ain't us, it's you. You are. And then what pissed me off is that sometimes you will hear these stories about people that are millionaires and getting food stamps. Because I remember years ago, it was a Jewish woman, Jaguar, $4.5 million house somewhere in the, was it Washington State? Yeah. And all these companies, I think it's really sad that they won't redistribute the wealth. That's the main problem. Because of the industry I work in, and don't get me wrong, play the game. Get the loopholes, protect your wealth. But redistribute some of them because you can't take it all with you. You know, I think about the Oppenheimer Trust Fund, who was basically what you would call an accumulating pot trust, where no one could touch it for years and years and years. And then finally, about the 6th or 7th generation after the creation of the trust, finally was able to get distributions, if I remember that story correct. But how much wealth do you really need in this? Like right now, what's today, the 4th? So on the 7th, the board at Tesla will be voting for Elon to get a $1 trillion compensation package. What the hell he need with an overall compensation package of $1 trillion? Now y'all just pulling numbers out of the sky for him. Talking about we need him. You don't need him. He got y'all the technology. Do with it what you can't help. Hire somebody out of MIT that know what the hell they doing, because he don't. I mean, it just don't make any sense. Do you really need tax breaks like that? I need a tax break. I'm tired of Uncle Sam getting in my pockets. Okay? Why can't we just be like, whatever you get out the check, send me a receipt and say my taxes are paid. I want health care. I want free health care. God damn. Oh shit, I should have put that in the survey. What could make your job better? Free health care? Like I shouldn't be paying. Anyway, let me get off here because I need to go to bed. I gotta get up early. Y'all, I got caught up in the trick bag dance. Y'all know this money. Oh, by the way, but Penelope, I don't know if you caught this, but my new favorite phrase is "Don't get caught up in the trick bag." I don't know why. It's just my favorite thing to say right now. Anyway, you know, some of these accounts that I managed, then it got me caught up in the trick bag, so I got to go figure out and solve some things for my clients, because y'all know I'm always looking out for my clients. Where you get that from? I don't know. I don't know, Penelope. About a week ago, all of a sudden I just said, see, these motherfuckers got me caught up in a trick bag. It just stuck. It won't go away. So now I'm just going to use that as a tagline. My word of advice to everyone: don't get caught up in a trick bag. You know, I didn't hear it on the strip either. Because, like my sorority sister I was hanging out with the other week, when she was in town playing, a gig, I was like, I don't even know where it came from. I hadn't watched, and I do watch a lot of black exploitation around Christmas holidays, but that's because my stepfather and I had that tradition. Um, like I watch Foxy Brown and Dolomite, all of that. You get Christy Love, anything black. So yeah, because one of my other favorite for is You Dig. You dig? I dig. Okay, yeah, I'm old school. I'm trying to bring some stuff probably people off trick. But I like what it means, you know. When you get caught up in a trick bag, that means that, you know, someone has placed you in an awkward position. So don't get caught up in a trick bag. It happens. And plus, I found out the actual origin of that was rooted in blues, the music, because they always felt like it was kind of a blue magic type of thing when it came to blues and how you get caught up in that. And, you know, yeah. Either way, I went down a rabbit hole looking that up because I was like, why do I keep saying this? Because I can't stop. And I have to catch myself at work. I have to code switch. Although when I'm with my assistants that I have, I just, it comes out. So, you know, you'll hear me say things like, that's dope. I know that's old school. But here's what I've been meaning. Let me look this up. Have y'all heard that the young kids be saying 6'7"? What is that? What is 6'7" in slang? We don't even know what that means. It says the slang term is a nonsensical expression that gained popularity among younger generations. It has, it's, its lack of inherent meaning, its absurdity to the point. But it doesn't tell me. Oh, they say the phrase is a synonym for so-so. 6'7". 6'7". How you doing? 6'7". Like, what the fuck? They done got caught up in a trick bag because they don't make no damn sense. Okay. Anyway, let me go. This has been fun. Thank you guys for joining. I decided to use my phone because it seems like I get more followers and more, I don't know what that's about because I like using my MacBook because the screen is wider, but whatever, I'll just use my phones and we'll go from there. I will be out of pocket from Thursday till about Tuesday because I'm finally getting my stuff out of storage and moving it down here so my house won't sound as empty. So I'll be traveling to northern Nevada. I hate that drive. I hate it. Hey, I guess they like it, and so they push it because I was telling my sis, I was like, it's weird because I don't get anyone on my live on my MacBook. I've done 2 so far. And then whenever I go live on here, you know, of course, Penelope, if you notice, this session we have the weirdos busting in talking about they want me to be sexy and marry them amongst other perverted things that are X-rated. I end up having to block them, like that one dude that wanted to share how he was raping men in prison. It gets wild on the Diva Disturbed, y'all. So again, if this is your first time here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and help a Diva out, because Diva need to escape the bowels of corporate America before I get caught up in another trick bag again. Actually, Reno was a true trick bag. The way them people did me, that PTSD has stuck with me. And my psychologist even said it, or my psychiatrist, he was like, yeah, you got PTSD, and at some point you gotta learn it. We gotta work for getting you to let that go, because ain't nothing you could have done about that. It was not a win situation. And it's very unfortunate that you would lure somebody somewhere. And actually, let me not just say this, the people who hired me were not complicit in this. It is the people that came in that did what they did, and they did being low down and dirty. Like, who the hell mistreats somebody after the loss of a parent is beyond me. But they got their comeuppings. Karma was swifter than what I anticipated. It took a year. Door is closed. But I'm sure she left with a very hefty package. But maybe not, because she was effing up. But either way, her and her two cronies that I'm like, y'all damn near got one foot in the grave and y'all playing this young woman's game. Oh yeah, I don't know how to think for myself. And so if she doesn't like her, I'm not gonna like her either. You old enough to be her mama or her grandma. What the hell? And y'all gonna let this woman, and now y'all ain't got no job either from falling in behind her stupid ass. Y'all got caught up in the trick bag because she was tricking real hard. Anyway, let me go because I don't want to talk about that no more. I was just there for the Reno 911 show, and didn't nobody show up in no little shorts. Anyway, let me go. I gotta go. I need to go to sleep because I need to get up. Good night. Love you guys. Subscribe. And remember, what's Diva's advice? Do not get caught up in a trick bag. Okay? And congratulations to all the winners. Pew, pew. Ride the blue wave. All right. Good night.